Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And so, video long time coming. Basically, my overall experience with the new Mobil X6 and just what I think about the device. For those people who are still interested or maybe on the fence about buying this device, and you're sitting at home right now because of the whole thing that's going on, but you're going to New Mobil's website, checking them out. Let me just go ahead and just offer how this device has been for me before passing this device on to my daughter. This is actually signed into her account and everything right now, so she's super excited, so I gotta make this as quick as possible before having to give it back to her. But anyways, let me just start off with the hardware, okay? Because the overall thing here that I want to point out is the fact that this device goes for $99. Alright, if you go to newmobil.com, you can buy this device for $99, and it also comes with a Mint Mobile starter kit, so kind of a good duo tag team there to get yourself started up with Mint Mobile if you might be interested. Buy in bulk, that's always a good thing, but in case you already have service, you can just pop your SIM card in and it should work with it. The only carrier that I know that doesn't work with this device is Verizon. They specifically say so on the box, even though some people have said that this device does pick up some of the LTE bands that Verizon offers. It does not. I popped in my visible SIM card and it would not work in here. But going back to the hardware design of it, if you kind of just look at it, so they kind of went with that little teardrop notch on the top for the selfie camera itself. The body obviously is made of plastic, and as you guys can see, dual camera sensor back here with LED flash, fingerprint sensor right there. You have your speakers down here, well, speaker and microphone combination, and a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack right there on the top. Besides that, the device itself, the back does come off because there is a removable battery, which is probably one of the most killer things about this device, is that it sports a removable battery. So by contacting New Mobile, you could probably get a spare battery, keep one charged up in the bag, keep one in the device. When you run out of power, you essentially swap out batteries and you're good to go. Now, for a $100 phone, this device, in my opinion, feels like it would be roughly about $199. So that goes to show you that even though it's made of polycarbonate plastic, even though it has a removable battery, all that good stuff, the display itself, it just feels like that the device would cost more, even though it's actually regularly priced $99.99. So kudos to New Mobile on that one. Moving away from hardware, just overall experience as far as the UI and everything, it's been okay for what it is. All right, here I'm gonna pop CPU-Z for you guys so you guys can get some intel on the device as I'm talking about it. You guys can see this is the processor right here, clocked at 2 gigahertz, so you guys can see which core is running what. I believe this is the NT6167 or 6761. It is a MediaTek processor, so it's not a Snapdragon. And you can kind of feel that within the performance itself when you're actually using this device. At times it can be, it can be pretty smooth and deliver a smooth experience, but then there's times where it does get just a little bit glitchy, a little bit laggy, some jank, some jitter and things like that. And then, obviously going with the MediaTek processor tends to be that experience, which is kind of weird for me because for a device like the LG X Power, which also uses a MediaTek processor, I never really had that issue with it. So I'm not entirely sure, the series itself. Here we'll take a look at the device. You guys can see New Mobile. There it is, MT6761. I don't know if it's just this processor chip itself. But the crazy thing is that it's an on and off thing, right? So it's not always that it's going to be super laggy. But for those people who are looking at this thinking that this is going to be equivalent to something that's like $600, I will tell you guys will be disappointed if you guys have that mentality. This is a pretty solid, top-notch budget device in my opinion. So that's a bit of information for you guys right there. And don't mind my son if you guys hear him snoring. He is still asleep. we are all bundled in the house. So yeah, trying to get videos done as much as possible. But anyhow, moving along from the specifications, because if you guys want the full rundown specifications, you guys can check out my first impressions video that has all the specifications right there for you guys. Generally, I'm just talking about just how this phone has been for me using it, and it's actually pretty good. Okay, as you guys saw right there, you guys saw that stutter, that little bit of jank. Yeah. And of course, my daughter doesn't have anything in the Google News feed for me to go through, so everything's pretty much like basic with her. She just, has call, text, or whatever. Right now, she currently is on Mint Mobile. Shout out to Lawrence for the hookup. Was able to set up 2 accounts for both my daughters. So, yeah, they're using Mint Mobile, and they still have their Text Now accounts, but they also have Mint Mobile now, and they're pretty excited for it to actually have their phone service with data and everything like that. And so one thing I want to make apparent about the new Momo X6 that seems to be something that has been passed over from the new Momo, I think it was the G3 Plus, is the audio. That's probably one of the caveats to this device, is the audio. The audio is very flat. For those people who are like, they're wanting enriched sounding for watching videos or listening to music, the new Momo X6 kind of lacks in that area. Although the speakers are loud, you can hear what's being played, it's very flat. And from anyone who is using anything like, say, like a Pixel 3a, or even using, kind of like older iPhones, the audio quality from the new Momo X6 isn't up to that level. It is loud, so, without really hurting the reputation of the X6, even though this is going to by me saying this, but obviously I'm going to be full open and honest with you guys, it's pretty much a squawk box. So you will hear what you want to hear from your video or music. It will get loud enough for you to hear it, but it'll be a little flat. So very one-dimensional sounding. For some people, you may be okay with that. For other people, you may not be. That's pretty much subjective. Another thing here is the cameras. Now the cameras are actually okay. There's just certain things that I really would have hoped would have been better. Obviously the shutter time is a little bit laggy, a little lagging behind right there. But you also have like this bottom menu down here where you can see mono, video, regular picture, beauty, which is supposed to like sharpen up blemishes, okay, but you can't slide, right? Like if I go like this, see how it's not moving anything? Most people, I feel like, are going to be doing this and wondering, are these the only modes? They're not going to know that if you tap bokeh, there's more to it, like night and pro. And so they may end up missing that until they really kind of play around with the device. I thought maybe if this actually had, a slider movement, would have been a lot better. Nice touch to it, though. It would have been. So, but Pro mode has, I'm trying to get it activated here. And the camera lags, by the way, to response. So you have a Pro mode, which would be great if it worked flawlessly, but it doesn't. Messing with all these different settings here, like the white balance, the ISO, and everything like that, tends to have a long wait before it actually even adjusts. Sometimes it will, like if I move the white balance, that kind of adjusted there, but it was like 3 seconds before even adjusting to like where I have it set to. And now it's picking up faster as I'm playing around with it. But it tends to do this. It tends to have this thing where it's just like, sometimes it won't, especially at night too. If you're playing around with Pro mode at night, it just takes a while for any of the settings that you select to be responsive. Night sight, it doesn't work like night sight on the Pixel. As a matter of fact, in just certain areas where it was like absolutely really dark, it did not really brighten up anything. And I don't have the photos anymore because I wiped the device and put my daughter's account on it. I should have saved that photo so you guys could have seen what night sight was like. Nonetheless, it does kind of help a little bit, But then again, I'm going to point out the fact that this is just a $100 phone. So trying to expect it to be something like the Pixel 3a or anything like that, you're kind of shooting over the mark with it. But it's nice to see, though, that they incorporated these features into the camera for those people who, may at one time or another may need to use it, and it's there for you guys to use. So that's the big ups that I'm going to give New Mobile on that. Is the fact is that they have all these different settings and features in the cameras that otherwise, a $100 device normally wouldn't have. So kudos to New Mobile. Another thing that this device really is another caveat on it is video. Taking video with this, if you're just shooting a video just to have like a keepsake memory, post to Facebook, something like that, it's going to do fine. But if you are a content creator and you're thinking about using this as a vlogging camera, I really wouldn't go for that. Especially, with the way that the audio records on this. Again, audio being flat, obviously your audio is going to be flat sounding and very low. So you're definitely going to want to pick up some sort of external microphone to plug into the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack at the top. Maybe like a little micro shotgun mic or something like that, to try and enhance the audio. But depending on the microphones on this device is a no bueno. So you may be actually just a little bit saddened about it. But again, and I keep going back to this, it's a $99 device. The reason I keep emphasizing that is because a lot of mid-rangers are starting to step their pricing up, right? You're finding mid-rangers going up above $200, right? And of course they're delivering superb experience than having to buy a $1,000 phone. And I'm thinking that people are going to look at the New Mobile X6 and think, oh, okay, $99 for a device that's going to be like these devices that are over $200. And it's not. This is really budget. But in my opinion, it's a solid budget device for what you get. Android 9 Pie, possibly Android 10. They say that they will upgrade it to Android 10 in before the end of first quarter or in the beginning of the second quarter. It's yet to be seen. It did get a software security patch update last night, so it's still on Android 9 Pie. At the end of the day, $99, solid device, okay? If you just want a smartphone that works, that has a good looking display, that has a decent camera, because the cameras do take pretty good pictures. Even though it's not going to take super superb pictures, it takes really good pictures. It's not like you're shooting from a potato. And the X6 pretty much has that covered. Lastly, one of the big bonus features of the New Mobile X6 is that it has dual SIM support DSDS. I had 2 SIM cards inside this device, and you can actually choose which one takes the phone calls. With messaging, you can alternate between numbers in the messaging app just by toggling. And then data, you can choose which one you pull data from, whether it's from SIM 1, SIM 2. So, if you have 2 SIM cards, you can definitely rock them in this device. You can actually use this device as a work device and as a personal device if you wanted to. It does have that. That's a very nice touch that New Mobile actually did that with the dual SIM plus the dual SIM, dual standby, or DSDS support. It also supports Wi-Fi calling as well. As you can see, let me see if I can, T-Mobile Wi-Fi calling, so that's there. Video calls are pretty good, again, with the audio and the video that I just discussed. So you're going to pretty much have an understanding of how video calling on Duo will be, or just with any other messaging service. And phone calls on this have been actually pretty solid. Really clear, easy to hear, so no big issues there whatsoever. And again, as you guys can see, like I said, even though it has a MediaTek processor, sometimes you'll experience some jank, but it's not like an everyday thing that's going to be an absolute struggle where you're going to throw this thing against the wall. It's actually been pretty solid. So this device is going to my daughter. She's super excited for it, really happy. She's really digging the fact that it's got 2 cameras. Her older sister actually got the Moto G7. That's what she's going to be using. My youngest daughter is going to be using the new Mobile X6, and she's super excited to have this device. So that's just really all my thoughts and my experience with the new Mobile X6. And you know what? If you're going to ask me, is this device a go? And I'm going to say yes, it is. Because for $100, again, removable battery, okay, dual camera sensors in the back to help you create those depth and field shots. Dual SIM, dual standby support with, of course, obviously, 2 SIM ports. You can make this device your business and personal device just by running 2 different SIM cards in it. You get all that for $100. Okay, it's pretty solid. You can't go wrong there. So would I definitely recommend this device? Yes, I would. And I would say it's in my top 3 for budget devices, late 2019, mid 2020. That's what I'm going to say for right now. So anyways, guys, if you guys enjoyed what I had to say in this video, let me know by smashing that like button. If you guys just found my channel and subscribed, thank you so much for doing so. And you can hit the bell icon to be notified when I upload more videos in the future. Again, thanks for checking out my thoughts about the new Mobile X6. And shout out to New Mobile for basically just being awesome. I mean, they hooked me up with this device, and yeah, they've been really cool and very communicative with me, and obviously I'm allowed to say what I want about it. So big thumbs up to New Mobile, being transparent, no BS. So anyways, guys, thanks for checking out this video, and as always, aloha.
Let me out, I'm stuck in your pocket.